part. So this is what we talked about last week, and I sent out these notes, but we went over the inbound routing issue, and I believe we came to a consensus or something that maybe we needed to rename the table to like a PA validation table or something. Not sure if that's what we want to do with that, but I'll follow up with Prince and Riff and those guys.
Christina, are you sharing? I don't
Oh,
see
am I
anything.
not sharing? Sorry, my bad. Okay. There we go. How about that? How about that?
Better, more better.
Okay, more better. Okay. So yeah, so this was the inbound routing we were talking about last time. And then I think Maureen was working on 462, Prince was on 509. So let me see if those guys are on the call. Hi, Riff. So I was wondering, Riff, I was going over what we talked about last week here, and I think that the outcome of 518 about the inbound routing was perhaps we should say that this is PA validation or something like that instead of routing. I'm not exactly sure what to do with the issue, but we did talk about it last week.
Yep.
And yeah. So do you think I should close that issue or just say close it, we've talked about it, or keep it open in case we want to make changes?
I think let's keep it open.
Okay.
And just
All right. Sounds good. Okay, great. And then I sent out an email last night. It was this one. We have this issue here. We have Prince had a PR introducing a route group, and then we have dash flow design by Shizong. And I was curious if we need this inbound routing 345, given that we just had the conversation. I remember this one, it was because it was doing a lookup in the pipeline when it didn't exist. It was inbound routing supplied right after choosing a direction, and they didn't have an ENI associated. And I wasn't sure if we still needed this, so I was trying to check with PL Vision or Ashutosh last night. So, does anyone have an immediate thought on that one? Okay, I can follow up with that one. So, I don't see Andy on the call. So this week here, we have a spell check. Do I have to accept this person's spell check update, Chris? Do you think? I mean, I know he hasn't signed the CL. Do we have to accept this, or is it okay to merge without having him do the easy CLA? I'd be hesitant to do that.
My concern is without running a CI pipeline, which probably won't run until accepts it, then that I usually don't like to accept merge pull requests, you know.
Yeah, me neither. Right.
Just to see that what if suddenly it has all kinds of spelling errors it didn't used to have, and someone's got to rush in and fix it all.
Okay.
That's my only concern.
Okay.
But another
Mine
way
too.
to do this is if this person doesn't do it, we just recreate the PR, make it, do it yourself. You know, we can do it ourselves. The same change. It's probably just, what is it, a text file, something trivial.
Okay.
And just make a new PR with someone who's already signed the CLA and replace it. That would be pretty.
Yeah. And sorry if that is just housekeeping stuff for the rest of you guys here. It looks like we had this one here created 527, and Riff, I saw that you did this one with looking for Maureen and Chris to comment.
Yeah, I haven't had time to study it.
You want to? So, did you want to talk about this one at all, Riff, or just have people read it?
Yeah, I can actually briefly talk about this. Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah. No, I'll move on. I'll move on. Yeah. Sorry.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem. Are you walking around campus?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. Yep. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Okay. And then I do need Andy or Ashutosh for this. So Christian, you had asked about pipeline information and some documentation, et cetera. And just so you know, this one right here, P4 DPDK on the horizon, we've been working with Andy and Ashutosh for quite some time, looking to see if maybe we wanted to create a version of the behavioral model in P4 DPDK. And so don't know if you have any questions about this, but we've had this one going on for a while.
Yeah, I understand that that problem. Yeah, we are aware of it. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Hey, Christian, nice to see you in this meeting.
Hey, Chris. Good to see you folks. Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, I think Christian and I met at a DPDK conference in 2018.
Wow.
When you first started doing P4 DPDK, right?
Yes, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
A lot of work has been done, but obviously there is more work to be done. Yeah.
Right, and I'm going to wait for Riff on this one about the BYOD, the bring your own data plane. So I'll wait till he gets back. I just need to know if I need to merge this or not. But then we had this one here, add PL and SG. So I don't see Marian on the call. Let me ping him and see if he's going to join real quick before I talk about his.
For the PL, we probably can postpone a little bit.
I'm sorry, what?
For the PL NSG, we can probably postpone a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, because there might be a few changes in the PL NSG. So, we'll think up like offline and then like work on it.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. And we talked about 518, which was last week. And then this came in 520 and the introduction of route group and PA validation tables. And it looks like it's ready to go. Looks like Kumaresh took a look at it. And everything, Sushant said, looks good to me. I was just curious if you guys, let me see the reviewers here, Riff, Kumaresh, Sushant, and Pranjal. Is this one ready to merge, do you think, Riff?
I think once the minor comments like gets resolved, it should be good.
Okay, I think they were resolved. I'll just check. So hopefully someone will comment back. If you guys hear an alarm going off in the background, that's my alarm that I can't reach, so it won't turn off. This one was okay, good. And then it looks like Marian has a new one here, which Riff, you said that might cause an issue to a psi attribute, and then we did a change here, and looks good. But this has an unsuccessful check, so I wonder what's failing in the pipeline pull here. Make file. Okay, so I guess I'll let Marian take care of that one. Have you seen this before, Chris? Summers, you're on mute.
This one probably need to like scroll up to see what actually failed.
I thought it was the make file, but let me take a look.
Yeah, the failure is usually
just misspelling.
Yeah, because BW is not an acronym, so the side there is also a spell check. It actually blocks it.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably need to change it to an. Yeah.
Okay. This was submitted by Camille. Thank you, Camille. Did you want to cover this one real quick, or should I merge this?
So this is a request from Reef and Ziga. They are working on that detail application. Not detail, but Dash application, and they need buffer and detail APIs to be supported. So they just threaten success.
Seems pretty straightforward. You guys, okay, if a review approved it, is okay if I just merge?
Yeah, yeah. I think there is no problem. Yeah, I think Zoe is also trying it out, like, to see how it works. So
Yeah.
yep.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do that one. Oh, that must move to the done queue. I'll fix that later. And then, yeah, I think that's about it for this week with respect to the ongoing ones. I don't see Marian, so I'll have to sync, or Wei, actually, so I'll have to sync up with them offline. But that's what I had for this week. Did you guys have anything in particular you wanted to cover? Oh, I should pull up the PRs. I'm sorry. There we go.
Yeah, and if you, I'm on the desk now, so if you
Okay.
want me to, like,
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
a little bit about the,
Was that
you know,
the
reason the P4
Yeah.
changes I'm doing.
Yeah, that'd be
yeah.
great. Is it
Yeah, so-
527 here?
Yeah, 527. I think there are actually have two already merged. So basically, what those changes, like including this one, and then there is another one like already gets merged. You see, like it is a kind of a refactoring change. Those changes are mostly trying to, you know, just organize the code a little bit more. But mostly in the P4. So as you can see, in the dash we have a few concepts. First of all, is that we have this routing type, and we have the you know, the stage, the routing actions, which means that routing type actually doing, and we also have those stages and the stage, like the transitions between those stages.
Right.
So routing type is actually defining two things in our system. So first of all, is that which stage is the next stage we are going to do. For example, if you go to the mapping, or just directly applying, you know, the actions, because there is no mapping that needs to do anymore. And the other one is the routing actions. Basically, is then, okay, are we doing static encap? Are we doing 4 to 6 or something like that? But the things is that today, in our dash P4 code, everything is actually kind of like mixed in one place. For example, like service tunnel, we actually have a static encap. We have we have 4 to 6. However, you can, if you look at previously the code, everything is like just in one block. Like we cannot even tell which one is actually doing which one. So the what I did with these changes is that, for example, here, as we can see, there is a new folder called routing actions. So that one will contains like all the routing actions that we defined. Yeah, for example, like this. And then if you go up one folder, yeah, and here there is a dash routing types. That is all the routing types we defined. So I extracted it out from you know, the pipeline into a single file, so we can actually see what routing types we have, what transformations we have. So as you can see here, for example, in the route VNet, sorry, not a route VNet, but if you don't mind, scroll down a little bit more, and you'll see the route. For example, the route service tunnel probably will be a good one.
Yeah.
So do you mind to scroll down a little bit more? Yeah, there we go. And then we can see like push action net 46. Yeah, so previously it's all like the, you know, just mix it together, and now we can actually split it into like the concept that more matches with what the dash pipeline actually defined, like in a minor model. So yeah, so those things will make the code more easier to read and more easier to understand. Hopefully, also more like easier to maintain. So that's basically those few PRs I'm currently doing. And this one, the ones that we are looking at today.
Mhm.
And I think it's a previous tab. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for this one, if you go to the file,
Mhm.
file changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one just the other piece of a puzzle.
Mhm.
Just defining the the pipeline stages, how the stages gets moved like between. For
Mhm.
example, now if we go to all these routing actions or routing types, we can actually see like okay, it is starting from which stage, and for example in here route VNet, the next stage is actually the mapping. So that
Mhm.
means that we after we get to the VNet, we have to do the the mapping stage or whichever the stage we have to do. So
Mhm.
those things will have the make the make the transition like very straightforward to understand. Then
Right.
hopefully will help like people understanding the pipeline. So yeah,
It does seem
that's-
easier to read.
yeah.
I mean, if I can read it, it's a miracle. So yeah, that's way
Yeah,
better.
hopefully. At least with those changes, we don't have to go back to the code, go back to the pipeline to find, okay, this table gets executed and this table has these actions, then probably means that some of them is routing type, some of them is not, because we have like a lot of tables and some tables actually get ignored. So basically those are the few refactoring code. And yeah.
That's great. Thank you. And so we
Okay.
should probably go ahead and merge this then?
Yeah, I'm actually waiting for people to review.
Okay, yeah, we can wait.
Yeah. So as long as like it doesn't have any problem,
Mhm.
we can move forward.
Okay, so
Thank you so much.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. And you said there was one that was closed. Let's
Yeah.
say wait
So
until Thursday, perhaps close or merge then.
yeah, just need a review, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, great. And you said there was one that was closed that you did also?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
It's
I'll
already
pull it.
merged. I can
I can pull it
actually
up.
send it out. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I can look it up.
Yeah, it's also there is a minor bug fix for the service tunnel VNI assignment, but
So the create macro for creating direct counters.
yeah, that's just
And then-
simplify the direct counter like code, so we don't have like a lot of if defines everywhere. The second one, the refactoring is the one that like creates all the routing actions.
Great. So 523 and 522.
Yeah, and there is a minor bug fix just for fixing the service tunnel key assignment. I think we created a one field in the metadata, but that metadata is never gets used. And the ones we used for incap is the VNI, so I just changed it to VNI to actually make it work. But
Got it.
Yeah.
So I was following along pretty well there. Do you guys have any questions on these PRs or fixes? The rest of the team?
Hey, was there a use case for having a tunnel key any different than VNI in some cases, or
tunnel key.
The service tunnel key, right? That is that code.
Oh
right?
yeah.
You change the Was there a use case for it, like having a service tunnel key, which will not be VNI but will be something else?
Yeah, it's just the ENI. It's actually the service tunnel key, just the key that used in the incap.
Okay, so it's always going to be VNI. So it's not like it's a temporary fix. It's going to be a final change. Okay.
Yeah, and also it's not getting used anywhere in the P4. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Trev. Yeah. And so going back to, I think we need. Oh, Ashutosh, did you have a comment on 408 by chance?
So yeah, so I think Andy was looking at this, right? And I think he was trying to run the test on P4DPDK. That's the update you posted, right? And I think he found, so apparently he found issues with the third open source repository now. The first two were P4 data plane and P4 compile DPDK compiler, but there's another repository for IPDK which is used to set up the simulation environment. I think he found that issues with that repository. So he has filed those two
here.
Those two cases, right? So yeah, we need to take that up with that folks who own this repository, Infra P4D, and see if they can provide fix for it. So
okay, thank you. Don't know if this is interesting to you, Christian, but you had asked, a little bit about it.
Yeah, on the 128-bit support, we know about this gap. We made some changes in DPDK, but they have to be picked up by the compiler team. There are some DPDK patches that got accepted that should fix the gap in DPDK, but they have to be picked up by the compiler team.
Do they review
so out
like
of the
every...
three repository, I mentioned, right, the first one, which is the P4 DPDK data plane, that has been fixed. And now it's on to the second one, which is the P4 DPDK compiler for the 128-bit support.
Do they review like every month or every week? Do you guys know?
Christian, do you know how frequently do they?
I don't know at this point, to be honest.
Just make a note. Thank you. That's great.
The other issue, I see another issue there with the range match. We don't actually support arbitrary ranges in P4 DPDK. We do support ranges that could be specified as a mask, but we don't support an arbitrary range. Now, if you use the range keyword, it depends on the compiler whether the compiler would silently convert that to a ternary match. In which case you might be okay if you use ranges that could be used specified as a mask, or you could have an issue if you use generic ranges on the runtime API. So we have limited support for ranges, but essentially the thing that we could do now would be to have the compiler convert the range silently to ternary match, and then check the range whether we can accept it or not at the runtime API. So yeah, there is more work that could be that should be done here.
Okay, sorry, I was just looking in a different project I had for the range. I know we've talked about it before, but I think it was over a year ago. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, yeah. Okay, great. So that's all I have for this week, unless you guys have something. Chris or Mircha, do you guys have anything you want to cover?
Nothing
from my side.
You're good? Okay, thanks. And thanks for all the testing work in the repo. Appreciate that. And it's 10:26. I can give time back. And if you're not receiving actually for Christian, maybe this would be helpful. If you're not receiving the meeting notes, I can send them to you. But they come out once a week. And sorry, I'm just trying to find like, for example, here, I send these out once a week, Christian, just so you know, and I give a brief summary of what we talked about. And then if for the too long don't read version, you go way to the bottom here and just kind of give an update. Usually on Fridays or Saturdays, I'll send these out. So I'll make sure you get a copy.
Thank you.
If you're interested. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. That's all I had for this week. I can give you a half hour back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, and thanks for all the work, Griff. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.